have a wonderful guest speaker today, Joy Talley. And I wanted to tell a little story to introduce her. Several months ago, I had a dream. Joy came to me. And in the dream, she sat in front of me and with her face pretty staring at me. But it wasn't Joy at her current age, it was Joy of, she was like 25 years old. And I remember she was staring into my eyes, and I remember this absolute love that we felt for each other. I don't know if that was some past life, I don't know what that was, but it was so real. It was what I like to term a near-death dream, like above the veil kind of dream, where it was that real. It wasn't like a dream, it was like it was really happening. And I just, it's like I have a very special bond with Joy, and I don't know her that well. I had a reading from her last July, on Paul's birthday, actually. And I was a little surprised that she uses playing cards to tune in and to see answers to your questions. She uses that as a focus. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I said, because I know the numbers mean a lot to her. I don't know how much she bypasses the numbers to see what she sees. It's interesting because the playing deck actually is the tarot deck. If you don't know that, when you play with cards, you're playing with the tarot. You have 13 cards and 4 suits each. You have 52 cards, the same with the tarot. And it was just converted into playing cards, and so many people don't know that. They are God's numbers. And one quick example of that I had happen, as you know, Delenn and I love to play Texas Hold'em poker when we were in Washington. We can't do it around here because unless we play family games, we just don't play. But in Washington, we used to have little tournaments in my sacred Egyptian room, as I called it. And we'd have, I tried to get it outside the main part of the house, this kind of unreligious thing that we were doing in a religious room. And, we had 40 people playing poker. And anyway, in Texas Hold'em, the very first cards are, everybody has 2 cards in their hand, and we flop 3 cards. And everybody starts to see if they have, 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, or whatever. And anyway, when the flop came out with this one particular girl, she said, "Jesus, Jesus, Jesus." And 3 6s came in a row. Freaked everybody out. I mean, especially her, because she was a very religious girl, and it freaked me out going, are we doing bad things here? Is Jesus right here saying this is bad? These numbers are magic. I actually later read in the book called City of Revelation, the number 603 actually. And the number of the beast is 603 Actually, in Greeks, is the number of Jesus Christ. It adds to the number 2,368, and it's the number of Jesus Christ. So it says, here is wisdom. The number of a man is really Jesus Christ. The beast is Jesus Christ. So how does that make sense? So I just bring that up because the power of these numbers are very important, and God communicates to us through numbers, and that's the way Joy does her readings. So with that ado, there's Joy Talley.
I am so happy to be here with all this positive energy. Have you ever had a year where you felt if you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all? Well, that's been my life since October. And next Sunday would have been my son's 60th birthday. And so this year I've been doing a lot of soul searching and reflecting. And I didn't ever realize in all these years what a narrow existence I had. When I got married, September of '52, I lived at 514 21st Street. I live at 603 20th Street now for years and years. And my work is in between the two houses I began with and still living in. I'm probably going to die there. And so my world has been very, very small. And when my husband retired, he took my driver's license and said, I'll take you wherever you want. So I haven't driven since I was 55 years old, which makes my world even smaller because if I go anywhere, somebody's picking me up. And so the things I was looking over, I don't believe in good luck or bad luck. I feel we create our own luck. But let me diverse a little bit and tell you this little story. This is a true story about a woman my husband knew. And she was riding on the interstate and late for work, and really the traffic was horrendous. And so she looked over at the HIV line, which was not busy. She moved over there, but she was driving by herself. And along came a state trooper and stopped her. And she said, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I don't go anywhere without my higher power. And the policeman got out his ticket book, and he said, I'm also a recovering alcoholic. I don't go anywhere without my higher power, but your higher power isn't wearing a seatbelt. She got the ticket. Well, that kind of made me think about my life. And so I come up with this idea about meditation. And I saw it, and I've done it repeatedly. And I'm on a dock. I walk down the dock, and at the end of the dock is a little dinghy. And I'm there with a big blackboard and a bow and arrow and some kerosene. And I go on the dinghy and I write down on the blackboard my defects in character. I got angry at my son for leaving. I'm 84 years old, never had a lawsuit. I'm in a lawsuit now. And it's very, very disturbing when, I believe in peace and harmony, and I've been saying peace be with everybody. I really should now, but it's still, the problem's still there. The challenge is there. So on this blackboard, I write down the anger, the resentment, what I could have done better with my son Eddie and my girls. Anyway, on the list of my mistakes, and I have a giant load of them. And then I got off, I left the blackboard on the dinghy. I walked back and picked up the bow and arrow, tipped the arrow in the kerosene, lit it and shot it onto the boat. And I had pushed the boat out into the water, and the boat all burned up. And I hope all those defects in character burned with it. But a while back, I was playing solitaire, and my youngest daughter came over, and she said, "You cheat." And I said, "No, I don't cheat. I always do it this way." Well, I still play solitaire, and I'm still cheating. Somewhere I didn't, I've always done it that way, and, so I guess you don't want to play poker with me. But, I feel like life is challenges, and because I've lived in this little tiny world, it hasn't been an unhappy world or a sad world, but it's been very, very small. This year, I had never gone to a nail place. I went to a nail place and had my nails done. Not painted, but cut. When you get older, your hands get weaker and you can't cut your toenails and everything. It was a wonderful experience. just really great. And if Eddie hadn't died, I might never have done that because his daughter takes me. And another thing I've done is gone to a woman that's an acupuncture, fabulous. And I had acupuncture done, and she tests you somehow for the herbs you should take, the vitamins, and made me think too. And in her same office is this woman, and this is even more fabulous. She cleans your lymph nodes, and she told me you have, thank you, thousands of lymph nodes. And can I give you the glass back?
I just wanted to get this closer to you in case.
And she does a soft massage. Well, when Eddie died in October, my brain kind of went into a cloud. You know, I just felt my mind wasn't sharp. And everything, it just seemed like I would do one thing, like I'd put my toothbrush in the wrong drawer or stupid things like that. And I went, and when she did, the acupuncture really helped, but this lymph node cleansing is so much better, and it's like a thin flashlight, and it has different colors, and she does different cleansings. And my brain got back together, the cloud lifted, I'm sharp as a tack now. My readings have improved. I mean, God is good. Yeah, my higher power is wearing his seatbelt. So, that's my sad story. I want to tell you this, my attorney is Morris Fine. He's wonderful. And he said, just don't worry about anything. He'll take care of everything. So I've always worried. If I wasn't worried, I worried that I wasn't worried. And the reality is this, that the things you worry about rarely ever happen. You know, people behave. But when you have a son that has a second wife, and they borrowed lots of money from you, and then he dies, and the debt's still owed. You know, it's a challenge, and especially when they stop communicating with you. So God is good, everything is order, but this wonderful, if you ever need a lawyer, you want Morris Fine. Because, you know, he had her put up a $700,000 bond, and he said whether she pays the money or not, did you know a bond is an insurance policy? And the bond, if she don't, whatever, the state don't pay off, the bond pays off. So I'm good to go. So, on my back. So that is my tragic story from October. But when I go to work, I'm full of energy. You know, the way to get to heaven is on the arm of someone you're helping. And if they turn around, they say, I expect this of you, you're no longer helping them. And I read a woman that reminded me a lot of my son, and he lives in Manhattan just yesterday, and she's given him thousands and thousands of dollars. The only time he calls her is when he needs money. And she just stressed out, so really horrible. It's ruining her health. And you know, and I said that you are an enabler, and I was an enabler. I could see myself in her, and she's going up to Manhattan Tuesday and tell him the bank is closed. But you know, I think I was reviewing my history, and I think the reason, myself included, we give so much to our children is because we need to feel needed. We're not really doing it to them because I don't feel it helps them to make them be good money managers, responsible and accountable is much better than being a bank. And it's too late for me to change the past, but I can still be a spokesperson for other people. Now, getting down to what I do best is, this is a year of changes for Aquarius. And somebody was talking about Brokoff, the newscaster, and he has the same birthday as me. And I guess I didn't quite get the story, but I guess he had a health issue. He's alive though. But Pisces, is there any Pisces here? Oh, you're Pisces. Your year of changes starts the 1st of July of this year through December 31st of next year. And if you look back and ask yourself, was 2007 a year of changes? Because that was a year of changes for Pisces. And they're the fish going in two different directions. In my history of doing readings in 52 years, I have learned there are 7 different personalities to every sign. You have the negative, the positive, the masculine, the feminine, and they're called decans. The first 10 days is the first, second 10 days the second, and the third. And each decan is really different. And what I've seen over the years is people marry under the same sign. Most of the time they fight like cats and dogs or live like brother and sister. So don't marry your same sign if any of you want to get married. Not recommending it. Well, you know, it's easy to get married. It's not easy to stay married. And the 3 sides is his side, her side, and the truth. So people that make a decision to get married always gets divorced. People that make a commitment to marriage stay married. So if anybody's thinking about getting married, the very most important question you ask, we God approve, or would you like to? You ask, no, what, I got confused. What you don't like prior to marriage, you multiply by 100. It's the grain of sand in your shoe that creates the blister. And even with young people in their 20s, I'm saying live together first and keep your money separate, because most fights arise over money. And both my daughters did a credit check. Now, one was 54 when she got married, the other was 48, but they both did a credit check. Do you know how many people I read, and women just go down the tube financially? They get wiped out. And I'm not saying all men are like that, but there are a few. Of course, there's a few women that way too. You know, they marry for money, whatever. And if there's any single woman here dating, when you date a man 6 to 10 months or 6 to 12 months, you always listen to the way they talk. If they talk about you and I, they see the two of you as separate. I always forget to look over here. I'm sorry. If they say you and I, they never see a commitment. If they talk about we, us, and ours, they feel like they'll commit to you. And so I'm good at answering questions. Any questions? I just had a sad yes.
Do you see anything coming up for Scorpios?
Scorpios, well, see, your water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So when Pisces is coming in, it affects Scorpios. And you show that you don't know this yet, but you're going to be changing your direction career-wise. Are you aware that you've been kind of waffling or
A little bit.
kind of, just kind of out there, but not going anywhere. And life without goals is like a ship without a captain. And do you know the difference between desires and goals?
Well, one has a deadline.
Well, when you have goals, you write down step-by-step action, how to obtain them. And you have desires, you have dreams. You're a good dreamer. And you're very good at non-confrontations, have you noticed? So you got to ask for what you want in a manner where the other person wants to give it to you. And I feel, well, in a way, it's time to grow up. How do you feel about that? Kind of. And have you See, life is like a jigsaw puzzle. If you have to push it, force it, make it happen, there's something wrong. There should be a natural flow or a natural continuity. So if you're always having to work and struggle for a certain direction, then, and it's not materializing, then maybe that's God pulling your chain and asking to do something different. The 3 categories employment falls under is manufacturing, sales, or service. And you're good at selling a service. Do you know that? But self-discipline leads to self-mastery, and procrastination is always the enemy of good luck. And is it possible you procrastinate? Just a little bit. Right. Yeah. So can you, I told the story about eating a live frog, for breakfast. That gets you, when you procrastinate because you don't want to do whatever it is you're supposed to do. So if you eat a live frog first, and if that doesn't get you started, eat 2 live frogs and eat the ugliest one first. But I do feel it's high time for you to make a change. And I feel that you've got a good speaking voice, you've got good people skills, but you haven't connected with the right idea yet. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's spot on. Thank you.
Pardon?
I think that's spot on.
Spot on, yeah. So what are you going to do about it? I mean, if you know what the problem is, you don't go outside of a problem to find the solution. You go within the problem to find the solution.
I think the problem is I'm still trying to find myself exactly what it is I want to do in life and who it is exactly I want to be. I mean, I have an aspiration to be a public speaker like Tony Robbins, but there's a tremendous amount of work and self-discipline that is required at that level of the game.
But there's no free lunch out there.
No.
And stickability is 95% of ability.
Right.
And the first step is the hardest. So you've got to have a message. Do you have a message?
I do.
And self-discipline leads to self-mastery. Are you disciplined? No. No. So how can you teach someone else what to do if you're not doing it yourself? The only difference between a rut and a grave is a couple of feet. And are you in a rut? I feel you've got a great personality, you've got great people skills, but maybe you chose the wrong aspiration. Is it possible?
Like I said, I'm not sure. I'm still just really trying to.
Well, how's it working out for you?
I think it's really not any of the goals that I've chosen. They're great. It's just really the stick-to-itness
That's what we're talking about. Self-discipline leads to self-mastery. And isn't stickability 95% of ability?
Absolutely.
So stop being lazy. Get pep in yourself. You can do it, but you're not writing down step-by-step action of how to. I would think Tony Robbins, I've heard of him, and I'm sure he has a goal and he has a vision and he creates the vision, he makes it happen. So if you want to do this, make it happen. But in the meantime, the 2 main reasons people fail in business, they go into business underfinanced or lack of knowledge. So you have a wife and a family. Do you have the finances to waste your years and not bring in the income?
Of course not.
Oh, so what are you doing about it?
Well, I've been taking action recently. I kind of had a moment yesterday where I was coming to basically what you were saying, just realized that enough's enough. It's time to put the pedal to the metal. Started taking action and I'm starting to see results. So yeah, but yeah, it's all about taking action and consistency. So that's kind of like this is just a confirmation of the decision that I made this morning. To just
And I find I keep a journal every night, and I write down 5 things every night that I'm grateful for. And having an attitude of gratitude sure certainly beats stinking thinking. And I find writing it down keeps me. I think it's been one of my saving graces since October. And I think we all hit stumbling blocks in our life, challenges. And I've learned if you use the word problem, it weighs you down. If you use the word challenge, it motivates you. So can you challenge yourself each day to be self-disciplined?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can start with little steps. And do you tell your wife how much you appreciate her patience and her understanding for standing behind you, supporting you?
Of course, but I think I can always tell her more. Yeah, she does know that I appreciate her.
When my husband retired, I made a conscious effort every day at least to tell him at least 5 things he did that I appreciated and was happy for. And he went to bed smiling, he woke up smiling, he was a happy camper. And I think that's why he just sat in his chair and died. It was so peaceful. And somebody, I think it was you mentioned that you have somebody ill in your family. And you know, I have found that sometimes people need permission to die, you know, for whatever reason. And I've read so many people, and they give their loved ones permission, will be okay if you pass over. Is it possible she needs permission?
She's just a real stubborn person, and she really wants to live.
She wants to live.
Because yesterday when I talked to her, she said something about, I thought she was going to say, I've been praying for God just to take me, but instead she said, I'm praying for God to take this pain away from me. So she still doesn't have any thoughts of dying.
Oh.
But she has really suffered with the loss of her 2 children.
She lost 2 children?
Yeah.
What I have found when people are close to dying is they hold their hands like this. That's one. Sleeping in the fetal position. So often they stop talking very much and they stop eating. Now, when my son was in ICU, my husband was standing behind his bed. And, you know, my daughters were with me, and I said, you know, Dad's come to get Eddie. And, you know, it was kind of a relief that we knew he was going to be well taken care of. Doesn't help the pain or anything, or the darkness in your head, but, you know, what can we do about it? You know, we just, and maybe she would be really happier in the spirit world. And then she would be out of pain. So maybe instead of that, she could ask God, your will, not my will. Is that possible?
I'll call her today.
Yeah, talk to her. Do you know her birthday?
May 1st. She just had it Friday.
Oh, May 1st. And do you know the year?
What's the date? She's 11 years older than I am, and I was born in 43, so whatever that makes, I can't do that.
32. Did you know that there's exceptions to all wills, but most people die within 3 months of their birthday, 3 months before or 3 months after. There are exceptions to every rule. Not everything is black or white, but you're right, she's not ready, she's afraid. But does she not know that her children are there waiting for her?
Yeah, she knows that. But
She's stubborn, hard-headed, and opinionated.
yeah. And this is why it's hard to believe she's still alive. She has been living on peanut butter and jelly and pizza. She never eats vegetables. I don't know when the last, I don't know if she's ever had a salad. And I tried as a kid to train her. You know, when I was a little kid, I was trying to tell her she needed walk every day, gets exercise, and she didn't like to walk.
But
And now she
stubborn,
can't walk,
you know,
so-
Tauruses are the bull.
Yeah.
And Taurus people like meat, potatoes, bread, pasta. That's their favorite foods until they get enlightened and then they can choose to eat healthy. I mean, we all will have choices. But at her age, the chances are she's not going to change.
No, she's not.
No.
That's the only thing she likes is pizza.
So you just accept the fact that her time's running out and deal with it.
I have a son getting out of prison October 4th, and we were kind of hoping that he live that long, but I don't want her in pain that long just so that he can give her a hug. But
Oh, yeah.
That's what she's looking forward to.
Well, lots of luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
thank
But what's your son's birthday? We can see how he's going to do.
August 30th of 1970. He'll be 45 in August.
But he's done some real soul searching. Yeah, he's going to be okay. Yeah.
He's amazing.
Pardon?
He's amazing. He has helped convert a lot of gang members to Christianity.
Right,
in the last 7
absolutely.
years. And the prison just loves him because he has
Right.
helped them so much.
Well, it shows that he's gone through a lot of inner processing. And for the first time, maybe in his life, this was 3 or 4 years ago, he got on the path of truth. You know, he was never an evil person. He just made lousy choices. And that, but I feel the doors are going to, opportunities are going to open up for him, and you'll do great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you can trust him. If you want to bring him home to your house, you can trust him. He won't rob you.
Oh, no.
Pardon?
He was insane when the accident happened that he got put in prison for. So it wasn't like it was even him who did what he did.
Right.
So
Was he on drugs or alcohol?
both.
Yeah. And the 3 solutions
And
for
bipolar.
yeah, and the 3 solutions is you sober up, get locked up, or covered up, buried. There aren't any other solutions.
Yeah.
And my husband was a recovering alcoholic, and he died on his 39th anniversary of being in AA.
Oh, wow.
And I like AA stories. Yeah, I mean, I don't drink much, but any other questions?
What
Yes.
about Sagittarius?
Pardon?
Sagittarius? What about what's coming up for Sagittarius people?
Well, Sagittarius, that's 2017 is a long time away, isn't it? But right, one day at a time. But I feel that's when a real breakthrough happens, and you're having a challenging year like I am, kind of different but similar. But I just feel for this Sagittarius that you're really making giant leaps on the spiritual path and on the healing path and going in the right direction. So good things are going to happen. The only thing is, money-wise, it looks a little, yeah. So, yes.
What about for Virgos?
Virgos, that's a good sign. Well, this isn't a period of changes for Virgos too much. Somebody close to you is moving? You don't know of anybody moving? I'm seeing a move. And this isn't a mental move, this is a physical move. You sure you don't have a younger female around you that's moving?
I'm a younger male.
Pardon?
I'm a younger male.
Oh, maybe he's moving in with a female?
You probably would like to.
Pardon?
You probably would like to.
Well, that could be, but see, a female connected with him, tell him there's hope for him. Yeah, always hope. Is he mature?
Kind of.
Kind of,
Well,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, this really isn't, the big changes now are Aquarius and Pisces. Yeah, Yes.
Just time for one
Oh,
question.
what was the arm up there? Pardon?
I walked in, maybe being late, but could you elaborate a little bit about Aquarius? You said that it's a year of change.
I would never marry an Aquarius. And I'm an Aquarius. They walk to their own drummer. They feel like they're a square peg trying to fit into a round world. They have selective memory and selective hearing. And they're either very good with money or extremely extravagant. No, you're both. Both. He's got it. Very good. But you know how to earn money. Yeah, but you love spending it.
Yes.
Yes, right. And everything in moderation is good, including moderation. Yes. But Aquarius, they always walk to their own drummer, and they ask for advice and don't follow it. Does that sound like you? Are you the Aquarius?
I am an Aquarius.
Yeah. And have you noticed you hate to owe money if the rent's due the first of the month, you like to pay it on time? Yeah. And very good money manager.
Oh.
Most of the time, right. Most of the time, right. And did you have someone in the hospital recently? Oh, yeah, okay. You showed a hospital right there. Well, I don't know. I say right there, but it's there. Yeah. He'll be okay though. Yeah. Is he planning on surgery? Yeah, and they're doing kind of 2 procedures. I was seeing kind of 2 things. Well, they might be taking off arthritis or calcium or something, but I see 2 procedures. Yeah. Anybody else? Oh, yes, sir.
I see for cancer.
You know, out of the 12 signs of the zodiac, the Cancer male or female is the most complex, the most difficult to know or understand. Did you know the moon rules Cancer? It rules the emotions. It changes every 14 and a half days, and so do you. And you married an Aquarius?
Well, no, not yet.
Let me tell you, Aquarius, a hesitancy so often ends up in a refusal. If you look at a crab, it goes forward, sideways, and backwards. That's the Cancer man. They don't come out and say, I want this or I'll do that. They're a master at hedging. If you look at a crab, it'll hang on and cling and lose a claw before they ever let go. They will endure all kinds of pain before they ever let go. Do you see that with him? Yeah. And generally in relationships, they want a mother, a caregiver, a banker.
How about women?
How about women?
Cancer.
Cancer women. Women are very tenacious, Cancer women are, and very good in the medical field. And they're good at caregiving, being the Red Cross rescue worker. Sometimes they don't put themselves first enough. Have you learned to say no? Learning. Well, it's never too late to learn, right? But Cancer women, do you know that they make good actresses and good prostitutes? Not in this room. But no, I mean, they really do. They very good in religious order and very good. They just have a way that makes them feel, they can make a man feel like he can walk on water. So it's very good. Cancer women are, it's a good sign. Yes?
So from the sign of Taurus right now, can you tell me something about what's going on in Taurus?
With what?
Taurus.
Taurus the bull.
Taurus. Yeah, Taurus is, 2013 was a year of changes for Tauruses. And it's been an interesting cycle for them. And, well, how old are you? 59. You're too young to retire. So I hope you're not thinking about it. No, but you're making changes within your work? Not of your work, in your work. Yeah, and it shows it's coming for the better. So actually, I feel the rest of this year is going to be an up cycle for you. Yeah, and do you have a need that's giving you trouble?
Kind of, yeah.
Pardon?
I hit my knee hard yesterday, but it feels
Yeah. It's my hearing, I guess.
She hit her knee hard yesterday.
It was what?
She hit it yesterday.
She hurt her knee yesterday.
Oh. Okay, just be careful with them, right? But no, I feel work-wise you're coming into a better cycle. Yeah. Yes? Yeah,
Do you still do readings?
Pardon?
Do you still do readings? Private readings?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just for 52 years. Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah,
you, I've
and
never been. That's-
I'm going to retire February 6, 2031. Yeah, I'll be 100. Yeah, I guess Bruce hasn't told me to shut up yet. Where's Bruce? Bruce, General, you tell me when to shut up. Are we okay?
Why don't you talk another, it's so good. Why don't you talk another 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes?
Oh, okay. I mean, y'all want to stay?
Question.
Yeah. Okay, that.
Question.
Oh, okay. I'll come back.
What's in store for Leos? Yeah.
Leo. Well, can you give me your birthday?
Sure. August 16th, 1940. Gonna be 3/4 of a century this year.
Pardon?
Gonna be 3/4 of a century this year.
Oh. What a way to look at it. You showed that you, in this lifetime, you've never had to look for responsibilities, it's found you. Did you know you don't have to look for people with problems? You're a good listener. And you're great helping other people with their problems, not so great with yourself. Yeah. Are you learning?
Oh, yeah.
You're learning, yeah. And did you know you have a one trip as a concrete that you're taking a trip and a question mark about a second trip? Yeah. And they both, if you take the second trip, they both look good and safe. So you're coming into a good cycle. You just need to put yourself first more. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I was hoping another Libra would speak up, but
Pardon?
I was hoping another Libra would speak up.
Oh, another.
Or what you believe about the darkness showing up and challenging you as you make your way through.
Darkness. I feel that with this Nepal and everything, people that are sensitive have been, like therapists and psychics and everything, have been really affected by that darkness. And for me, I just have prayed earnestly for peace and harmony in Nepal and all those other countries and that. And I just feel when you take God as your partner, there's nothing you and God together can't accomplish, whether you're a psychic or what. But you talked about marriage.
No.
Oh, what did you say about churches?
I just said that when we're committed to the light and the darkness shows up, what are your beliefs about that? Do you feel that there's that opposing force that shows how committed are you to moving forward and being?
Well, I think that sometimes we're given challenges, but God never moves away from us or disappoints us. And so when you're talking about the darkness, you either go around it, under it, or over it, but you don't let it consume you. I went to an acupuncture and this other woman, and it helped remove the darkness. I was just on my pity pot feeling sorry for myself. And we got to be active people, action people. But have you suffered from darkness?
Yeah, it's been surrounding for a while, so I'm committed to the light, but I notice how the darkness keeps showing up, and I'm challenged by that, and stay focused on my determination to be who I am. So
Years ago, I learned to mentally open 2 doors here and open 2 doors here, and other people's pain, suffering goes in me, through me, and out to God where my body doesn't retain it.
perfect.
And I also pray that God's love protects me, surrounds me, and folds me on a daily basis. And it's repetitious, but I do this every morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. And when my husband died, I sank real down. And 8 years later, I'm still doing this. When I get out of bed, I say, it's a new day, it's a new life, a new beginning. My arms are like this, walking to the bathroom. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. And every day's a gift. You know, and I've seen him several times. I mean, he's in a good place. Heaven and hell is here on earth. This is where all the challenges are. Yeah. But it's, we just make choices. But I never believe that God moves away from us. But, you know, I said this at one other talk. You spell the word live, L-I-V-E, and backwards it spells evil. So we have to face the future, learn and grow from the past, but we can't change it. Yeah. What's her? Okay. I see it.
I'm probably. You're not the only one.
Oh, Aries. They're different than men. But Aries women are very take control, charge people. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
You were growing up, didn't your mother tell you you were boss? Even if you know it's the wrong way, if it's your way, you're going to do it.
I've changed that. I've changed
Pardon?
that.
You're not going to say that?
No.
Do you say that?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, right. So,
I
yeah.
have a sister who's an Aries. I can attest to that.
Yeah. But you want to always ask, when you're going to take action, what do you expect? What result do you expect? What do you expect to come out of this? You know, for every action, there's a like reaction. Isn't there? So if you do positive things, you get positive results. Negative things, negative results. And I watched Dr. Phil, I don't know how I did the other night, and this woman gave this man $290,000, never met him, and he wrote her all these letters, my love, and lost her home and everything, and the guy doesn't exist. It's a scam. But loneliness is the worst disease in the whole world. And I feel that when women are lonely, then they're susceptible for scam artists. So the motto is never get lonely. Never get
I'm not lonely.
Yeah. Okay, I'm loud. Oh, yeah. It's no, I haven't forgotten. She was a wonderful teacher. She still is wonderful.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Sagittarius is a fire sign. Pisces is a water sign. Astrologists say too much water makes the fire boil. Too much fire makes the water, no. Too much water puts out the fire. Too much fire makes the water boil.
But why do I still attract them and they attract me?
Well, Pisces are very charming, very charismatic. They're
And
great
the
actors.
relationships last a long time. You know?
And they tell you what you want to hear.
Maybe that's it.
Right.
All the time.
And the man in the pink shirt next to you, he's a Pisces. And Pisces are good at getting married. They're just not good at... Oh! He's hiding. Yeah. It's just staying married they have a problem with. Yeah. Yeah. I think I've got this.